Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
What's up, everybody? Welcome. Glad you could join me here to hang out for a little bit. Hope you'll stick around, and I hope you're doing well. Mission success. This is a expert save file, so this is expert level of difficulty. Just in case you were curious, but it doesn't matter. It all applies the same regardless of difficulty. This is after the first mission. So I wanted to showcase this just to show you what an after screen might look like, and then go into the mech bay for showcasing repair and the mecha lab really quick. So this might be another long one or longer one. I thought the tour was going to be the longest, but that definitely might not be the case. So with that said, let's go into it. So this is what, after that mission screen looks like. We have our success. We have how much damage we took, and we can view the damage. We can see mechs for hurting. Makes sense. So we go back to summary. We continue. We see how much pilot experience we've gotten. And then we continue again. We see the salvage components. Now, I did kind of like what I showcased in the merit point expenditure video. We have 390 max, and you can see how it maxes it out or divvies it up. So with that said, feel free to share your thoughts on repair and stuff like that in the comment section. This is MechWarrior 5 Clans new player optimized guide, optimized start guide, if you will. So we're going to claim the salvage just as is. I'm not really worried about optimizing things here, even though you could. We're fine for now. We claim, and we're back here in Mission Central. So let's talk repair. As you can see, all of my mechs are fine. I have a couple extra because this was an older situation where the hero mechs just gave you an extra mech. We're not worried about that. You wouldn't have these, and that's fine. But as you can see, all my mechs are going to be at 100%, even though all that damage we took. Now, this is showing you what the mechs are going to be like for the next mission, not how they are to be repaired. To see that, we go to repair, and we can see I did that one upgrade here for for the Kerensky, the merit points. So we're at 100 mech heal per cycle, and we can see that even for that critical damage, each mech has at least one. In this case, there's two on this guy. If we take one away, we can see it's only going to be repaired to 97%. We put it back, and it's fine. So I suspect even if we didn't have that +1 here, we would still be okay. So we get to see how many mechs are being repaired. In this case, it's all of them because they all took damage, and that's going to be the case for the most part. And we can see how many technicians are assigned, and we see that they're going to be fine for 100% health in the next mission. Take that off. Obviously, it won't be. Put it on, and it is. So this happened automatically because when it comes to repair, you can assign idle technicians yourself if you wanted to. Not that we need to here. We're fine. As you can see, I still have 3 idle technicians. So even if, let's say, one wouldn't have been enough here, which I'm pretty sure it would have been, I have idle to get one more. So we're good. You can do that all automatically, but not automatically, by just assigning idle technicians. But you'll notice everything's assigned. I didn't do anything. In technician settings, you can have it set to auto assign policy to prioritize active mechs or to do to all mechs. And we could uncheck auto assign idle technicians after every mission if we wanted to. I see no reason to change this personally myself. You could. I see no reason. It's nice to give you the option. You don't get any advantage. It's handling it just fine right now. And plus, if you did want to change it for some reason, you could go into here and change it up. Now, let's say these 2 mechs on here were damaged. Auto assign merely means, the way I have it set up, is that it's for active mechs. So if I had no idle, they would all be up and active, if that makes any sense. And then maybe they'll come down here for the idle ones, but we don't have to worry about it. The point is, don't need to mess with technician settings. It works pretty well. I've never even messed with that ever. So you'll be just fine. Before we get into edit loadout, you might notice these guys look different from last time. That's because I put a camo pattern on them. So if you right click a mech or whatever it is for console, you can get to your context menu over a mech. We can go to camo pattern, and that showcases the camo pattern we currently have equipped and all the other ones we could have access to. So the one I'm currently using is the Sherman, but I merely modified it to look like the mechs we had on Huntress. And that's it. Now, if you want to go ahead and do stuff with your mechs in terms of editing their loadout and the like, we could do that from the context menu or down here. So we'll go into edit loadout. And since we haven't been here before for this game after a patch, it lets us know this is specifically for OmniMech loadouts. So currently I'm using an unsaved loadout. Apparently, not a big deal. Even though it should just be the reprime, I think it's a change up in certain things. In any case, as you can see, we have available chassis experience, and we have the Prime Omnipod set unlocked. And even though it came with the Prime, thanks to how I have my mech set up, if I wanted to apply the loadout, I would have to purchase some equipment because I'm using it, because I stripped it off the mech to do a custom build. So this is why you don't have to worry about purchasing anything equipment-wise. Now, you'll notice that these say they require experience to unlock. You gain chassis experience after every mission, and the more chassis you use at one time, the more you gain for that chassis after a mission. It's 400, basically, per mission. And since we had 2 Arctic Cheetahs, we have 800 to play around with. So we'll just unlock something just to see how it goes. We'll unlock this guy. We just select the chassis we want, or the Omnipod set we want for the chassis, and we hit unlock. It costs 500. I have 800 available. Confirm. It's now unlocked. However, it's not applied. You now have to, if I wanted to use this over what I currently have, I would have to hit apply loadout. And again, it would cost me some to get this machine gun ammo, and then I could apply the loadout. If you wanted to go in, and you just click on a location, and if you back out, then you're in the Mech Lab screen itself, where you can now do some customization. I'm going to do a separate build video, kind of like I did for the Mech Lab, but this will be a specific one for optimization, just to kind of go over some thoughts on doing a build without having any chassis Omnipod sets unlocked and stuff like that. But basically, the more Omnipod sets you unlock, the more you have access to do whatever you want. So in this case, right, we have the Prime everywhere. If I wanted to, I could select an Omnipod set and customize the Omnipods like it says here. And since I unlocked this one, I have it right here. So I could put this left torso on the mech. And that's part of the power of the building in MechWarrior 5 Clans for doing custom builds on your Omnimechs. So same Omnimech, just would be different Omnipod sets in different places to make the build you're looking to do. So I'm not going to go into any further detail on the minutia of doing a build. I just want to showcase what it kind of looks like. And you can select either the boxes, or you can go up and select individually up here, and it'll take you up to what you see. And if there's everything grayed out, you can't do anything in that location. Pretty simple enough. So we can back out. We didn't do any changes, so we're good. Now, one last thing, and I'll go over this again in that build video at some point in the future, is you can select with the context menu weapon groups to make sure the weapons are grouped how you want. And chain fire merely means instead of firing all at once, you fire one at a time. So if you do a build and you want to make sure that your weapon groups are good, you want to go in and select weapon groups and just check them, make sure they're good, confirm it. If you cancel, it'll revert, but if you confirm, which I can't because I'm not going to do that change, it'll save it and you're good to go. So that is repair, and that is a little breakdown of the Mech Lab and Omnipod sets to unlock. For this, I will say one thing. I have some chassis experience. I recommend not touching this screen at all for your Omnimechs until you unlock all of their Omnipod sets. These are nice things to have, but they're not going to suddenly make the mech unstoppable. Having Omnipod sets to pick and choose for your Omnimechs are going to make a world of difference in how that mech's going to feel for you and the power you can have at your fingertips. So chassis upgrades are nice, but they are secondary to unlocking your Omnipod sets. Now for standard battle mechs, like the, where is it? Like the Hunchback 2C here, you can't unlock different sets for that chassis. They come in multiple variants, so you have to unlock each variant individually. They all share a collective chassis experience pool, however. As such, since you're not going to use chassis experience anywhere else but here, for your standard mechs, you can dive into this right away. But for Omnimechs, don't touch that until you have your Omnipod sets unlocked. That's far more important. So with that said, that's all I got for you on this one for building a little bit of a understanding of repairing and the Mech Lab and edit loadout, especially for unlocking Omnipod sets. You need the chassis experience to do it. And so if you like a certain chassis and the mission's okay for it, like you have the tonnage and you're not going to make one of your members far too weak, you can always double up on a chassis to get even more experience for that chassis. In any case, up next, I'll discuss pilot experience, so stay tuned for that, and be sure to share your thoughts in the comment section. Thanks so much for stopping by. I hope this was useful, and until next time, take care.